Hey guys, tonight we're going to talk about for our team training, looking back and looking forward. I feel like we have such a unique opportunity with Norwex and with direct sales in general that we can completely control the success of our business. We don't have a boss telling us what to do or how much we can do or limiting what we do. We can completely control it, but that also takes a little bit of planning and reflecting. Okay, so let's first start talking about looking back. I think so often we're just in a society that's always looking forward. What's coming next? What do I have to do next? What's coming next? That sometimes we forgot to look back and think about what just happened. What happened? So I want you to think about that. So I'm going to challenge everybody sometime in December, January, to take some time to reflect. This is a challenge for me too, because it takes time to stop and pause and think. But here are some questions that I want you to reflect on. What were some things that you loved about last year? And this is all professionally and personally. So professionally, with your health, with friendships, with family, with giving, what were some things that you loved? What were some things that you were proud of? Mostly I'm going to probably talk professionally just so that it pertains to all of us. But, I am proud that I achieved an amazing incentive trip that I'll be going to Hawaii in 2019 because of the work that I did last year. That's something to be proud of. What are some things that you want to change? I have some things that I know I want to change. One thing is how I'm welcoming new people to the team, like how I'm training them. I want to get a better system for that. So what are some things that you want to change? What are some goals that you had? Did you meet any goals? And look over, if you don't have like a journal or you don't have a good way to reflect that, just look through your calendar. What happened last year, both professionally and personally? And I'm actually going to upload a handout after this that I put together that will help you kind of go through some of these reflection points. Another thing that I feel like we should look at is some data. I feel like all businesses, when you're a business owner, you have to know your numbers a little bit. And again, that's not something that I'm great at, but what are your numbers? What were your sales like? How many parties did you have every month? Do you have an average? Knowing those things can kind of help you set a specific goal for next year. Okay, so I want to show you just on my computer here one way that you can get a data point that's pretty quick and easy. So I'm going to see if I can I don't know if I can turn this around here. Well, no, I can't, but I'll just physically try and turn this camera around and see if I can show you. But I'm just on my dashboard. Okay, and I'm going to get my number of parties in average. You still have to do a little bit of math, but if you go to my orders, and sorry if this is backwards, order history, it might be backwards for you, and I'm sorry. And sorry, this is going slowly. Okay, and then if you can change your kind of what you're looking for. So if you click on, instead of where it says, oh, gotta see where I am. There we go, all order types, change it to party order. That's gonna pull up a list of all of your parties. So you can calculate and count how many parties did I have in 2018 and then divide it by 12 to see how many parties did I actually hold every month on average. Okay, that would be one thing to give you a data point pretty quickly. I think it is important, like I said, to know numbers. Something that will help you then again to know what type of goal would I want for next year. Did that work well for our family? Was that good? Do I want to push myself and challenge myself and dream big to do more? Check that out. Okay, so that's pretty good about looking back, taking some time, being proud of what you've done. All right, so then I want to kind of talk about looking forward. Let me pull my notes back up here. Looking forward. So that's going to be the next step. And I'm one that I don't necessarily like New Year's resolutions, but I do like fresh starts. So I feel like often I am excited to start, but I always like to start at the beginning of something. So if I'm going to start a new workout plan, it has to start on a Monday. If I'm going to start something new, I sometimes start it in the new month or something like that. I like to have fresh starts. So that's what I think of a new year as kind of a fresh start. You can completely set a new mindset for the year. Deanna talked a lot about mindset in hers. Set a new mindset for the year. What is your mindset going to be? Is it going to be, I can do this, I can dream big? What is your mindset going to be? Okay, so here's what I want you to do as far as looking forward. Ask yourself some of these questions. Oh, this is actually still looking back. Did your business get the time you wanted it to have? That was kind of a looking back. AKA, did you set some goals and were they aligned with the amount of time that you had to give? Okay, so now looking forward, what do you want 2019 to look like? What did you like? What didn't you like? What do you want differently? What do you want to have? Dream big. My biggest challenge for you is dream big. I'm not really a dreamer. That's not how I grew up. We didn't ever dream big and have big goals. But I did that this year, and it was hard and it was scary, and I had to fight the mindset, but I also achieved some big dreams, and it's pretty awesome to have that experience. So dream big. You never know what could happen. Okay, don't pick too many things to work on. So what I'm going to have you do is write down some big goals. They can be hairy, scary goals. Write them all out. What's something that you would love for the next year? And it can be big. It can be really big. Then pick two. Pick two to focus on. So your goals could be like, I want to double my team size. I want to increase my average sales by $200 a month. Or I want to have 5 new parties a month on my calendar. It can be big stuff. But then pick two to really focus on. Okay, and you can do maybe one professional and one personal goal. All right. And then take some time to break that goal down into a yearly, monthly, and weekly goals. Okay, so let's say that you wanted to add 5 new parties on the calendar every month. Okay, so that's great, but let's break that down. So that means that you have to look at each month. Each month I have to fit 5 more parties into my calendar on average. How am I going to do that? Break that down to weekly. What am I going to do? Okay, so every week I might reach out to 3 people asking if they'd be willing to host a party for me. Maybe every month, like Deanna said, schedule your own party. That would automatically put 1 new party on your calendar. Put it on your calendar right away. Do that. Put it on there. Make it happen. And don't be like what Deanna said. Don't put it on and not make it happen. Okay, so put it on the calendar. What other weekly goals? Customer follow-up. That can help with booking parties. Think about what can I do each week to learn about how to book more parties from a party. So maybe every week write down a goal to listen to a podcast or read an article. Do one thing to help me learn how to book parties. And then I would say focus on best business practices, which are going to be booking, recruiting, and then I would say like training your team. So focus on those, okay? Don't forget at parties, when you have the parties, offering the opportunity that we have, this gift that we have, make sure that you offer that. And then I would highly suggest that you don't forget about that time blocking that we talked about, that we discussed in Rocktober. If you were a part of that with us, go ahead and put those specific things on the calendars. Don't set a goal and then not give yourself time to do it. Okay, so set a goal. So put down in your week, this is where I'm going to spend 30 minutes looking for a video to watch about booking, and watch the video, okay? But don't learn so much that you don't put it into action. Make sure that you do that. And focus on your why too. You can refresh your why board. You can make a vision board just like what Deanna talked about. Visualizing it can be huge. So just get a cheap cork board, put pictures, put magazine clippings, internet, whatever, and poke them on there, and then they can be easily switched out and changed, but the visualization can be huge. Be committed. Be committed to it. Follow through it. Make a plan. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say about that. Like I said, look back and look forward. And it doesn't have to be, I know this is a fun, busy time of season with family and friends, but, just kind of start to be thinking, what do you want your year to look like next year? Thanks for watching. I will upload that document in a little bit so that you can kind of use that to reflect on your own time.